Okay, you all, so I ain't gonna give y'all no long intros. I'm just gonna hop straight into the video. I haven't recorded for the past few days. I'm gonna probably do a face-to-face video later on because this is something that I said that needs to be explained in depth, and it's not gonna take one video to get it all out. So basically, the last video I kind of left off where I said being in a soul tie with someone, having an unhealthy bond, it's easier said than done when it comes to walking away. Okay, this is why a lot of people just tend to stay in certain relationships. You wondering why they still there, why they keep on putting up with certain things in certain relationships, why they just can't seem to just walk away. Okay, it's always easy for us to say what someone should do when we are on the outside looking in, but if you have been in a certain situation before to where you have been caught up in something like this, then you pretty much know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm trying to get at. Okay, so people will come on the internet and fake the funk all day. They'll make it seem like, oh well, I would never do this, I would never do that. But to be quite honest, you don't know until you are in that situation. Okay, when you have ever dealt with something like this heavy before, as far as witchcraft, as far as sex magic and things along that nature, you know you ain't gonna be coming. Have people be coming on the internet, they know they would not be coming like that in real life. If you was to ever meet these people outside of the internet, spend a week with them, see how they is with relationships, who they date, it's gonna be a totally different story. Okay, so don't let the internet fool you. People are caught up in witchcraft within their relationships, and a lot of it is because of the sex magic. Okay, and so we are just gonna get into it. And I left off the last video where I said when you are caught up in something like this, you are gonna find yourself, or you might have seen certain instances to where people are kind of losing themselves. When you lose yourself, you lose all your morals, you lose all your standards. You are basically kind of putting up and taking any and everything from this person. And so because you have been opened up to these demonic spirits, you might have noticed that within your relationship that you are settling for certain things. Okay, you said you would never put up with no stuff like this, but now you are deep in it and you want to leave, but you don't know how. Okay, so basically these are some signs to let you know that you are under a heavy spell of some sort of witchcraft. Is when you are caught up in this relationship and it's kind of got to the level to where, and let me just say this, I don't judge. Okay, so depending on what you might have partaked in within this relationship with this person that you was either dating or serious with, there's no judgments over here. Okay, you might have got yourself caught up in a situation to where this person wanted you to partake in some things. And when I say sex magic, I'm gonna kind of let y'all take a wild guess of where I'm trying to go with this. Okay, I can't really say too many things because of YouTube, so I want to kind of filter so y'all can be able to just kind of read in between the lines. But basically, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not on here to judge nobody. Okay, we all make mistakes, we all need to learn from our mistakes. The number one way you are going to know that you are under a heavy spell of some form of witchcraft or demonic is when they're trying to get you to partake in all different type of sexual practices. Now, when you listening to this, some people have certain kind of kinks, and let me just say that. But when you think about it this way and you see it in a spiritual form, you are going to be able to understand. Letting somebody put their hands on you and dominate you in that sort of way in the bedroom, and I'm not talking about no physical, I'm talking about 50 Shades of Grey type of stuff. That right there is probably the highest form of witchcraft and sex magic. A person putting their hands on you in the bedroom, that is degrading, that is evil, that is demonic. You are coming into a covenant with something that you are not even aware of because you feel like it's pleasurable. And I don't mean to say this to be offensive, but you should not be letting a person physically harm you in a way to where it's supposed to feel good. There's nothing pure. There's nothing loving. There's nothing caring about a person treating your body in that way. That is the highest form of disrespect and degrade. And that's why I said it's witchcraft and it's part of sex magic, because nothing about it is right. Okay? And you probably listen to this like, girl, what you got yourself caught up in, what you done been a part of. I ain't been a part of nothing. But this has been put on my spirit to share, because I know there's plenty of people out here that partake in these kind of things. Okay? Certain kind of sexual practices are evil and demonic. We just got to call a thing a thing. It does not matter how pleasurable it may be to you or how fun you think it is. It is evil. It is wicked. Okay? And the person that you are partaking in this with, they have you up under a spell. People don't like to believe it. When they are caught up in something so deep, and it's something that they feel ain't nothing really wrong with it, because they probably been doing this for a long period of time, or it might have been a relationship, marriage with this person, they don't really see nothing wrong with it, they're not going to agree with this. But it's certain things that you should not be partaking in the bedroom. Okay? This type of stuff people don't like to talk about. But we gonna talk about it on this channel all day, every day. Okay, you can feel however you want to feel about it, but just know that I'm coming in love when I come and put out certain things. Trust and believe, when I come and speak in depth on certain topics like this, it is coming from the spirit. It is not me coming to try to make you feel offended or make you feel no type of way, but we just got to come and speak on what's real. We are talking about the spirit. It has nothing to do with emotions. It has nothing to do with the physicality. We are talking mainly about the spirit. So please put your feelings on the back burner when you are listening to this message. Please, okay? Let me just say that before we even get deep into this video. And this is just me. I'm just gonna come and state my opinions, okay? And like I said before, I'm not judging nobody. I feel like we have all kind of been at a certain point in our life to where we put up with more than we should have. We kind of made some dumb decisions when it came to relationships, okay? But you have to know when it's the breaking point with certain things. You have to know that you are not going to do certain things within your relationship or whatever it is that you may have with this person. Basically, all it is about is your respect level. What is it that you are willing to tolerate within your relationship? What are some things that you just are not going to do? Please understand that when you come into agreement with certain things, you are making a covenant with that. You are saying, I'm okay with this. I'm going to receive this. I accept this. Y'all know how y'all go to the doctor and they give y'all a prescription for some meds, and they give y'all the whole rundown of the side effects. They tell you how much medicine you should take. They say if you take this sort of medication, it's going to be some side effects to it. You may have a little bit of dizziness. You may have some lightheadedness. You may get some headaches or something like that. So basically what you are saying is, I know that this comes with some pain and suffering. Some tears, sleepless nights. I'll take the soul task for 300, Alex, because you don't know who this person been with before you. And I'm just come say this, and I'm just be real. Some people do not even care how many people this person been with. Some people have extremely low self-esteem. They do not know their worth. They do not care that this person been with a lot of people. As long as they can have a piece of this person and feel validated, they do not care. You got women out here that are willing to compete over the D. Some women do not care about sharing the men. And that's another part of the witchcraft and the sex magic that I left out in the last video. You are degrading yourself when you are opening your legs for a man and you don't care. Sometimes y'all know that this man ain't just with you, but you so want his validation so bad, and you want him to see you as the only one, and you want him to quote unquote choose you over them, that you don't care about sharing him with other women. And that's why a lot of women be so open to do 3 ways with a man, feeling like that's what's gonna keep him. We're gonna come and be real today. We're gonna be real and raw today. That's witchcraft. That's sex magic. Okay? You are basically agreeing to whatever it is that's gonna come behind what you do in the bedroom with this person. You have to complete ownership of whatever it is that's going to come behind it. All for a few seconds or minutes of pleasure. You got to ask yourself, is it worth it? Basically, you are coming into agreement with this spirit. You are accepting it. All the agreements, the terms, all of that, you are saying, I accept this into my life. Come into me. do this to me and with me. We talking about spiritually, okay? Please take yourself up off of the table. We talking about this spirit. You do not want to come in covenant with certain things because it's going to be detrimental to your life in some sort of way. This is why it is dangerous, and you need to be careful and cautious of who you lay down with. How you put yourself out here, that's how they're going to treat you. It's all about what you are willing to tolerate, okay? And this is the whole thing of manipulation and mind control and spells and witchcraft. This thing really does go deep, because when you intertwine your soul and spirit with this person, you are coming into agreement with whatever it is that they may throw out there. So let's just say this person might have proposed to you that they want to do a three-way with you in the bedroom. They want to backdoor you. I done went from doing regular bedroom activities to things are becoming extreme, more degrading, okay? And I would just say this. The number one way you are going to know that this person does not love you or respect you is when they want you to partake in certain sexual acts. I feel like certain sexual practices are degrading, okay? This is why you see certain situations, and a lot of people, they are not going to come and talk about this. They are not going to admit to this, because see, a lot of times people, they partake in these certain things because they feel like that is what's going to keep this person, when really all you are doing is degrading yourself even further, and this person is losing more and more respect for you. When you open yourself up to this spirit and you are willing to just do any and everything, that is how you know that you are under a heavy spell of some sort of sex magic or witchcraft. This spirit has took resting place inside of you now. They already did it, worked their little magic and agenda on this person they was using to come to you. Now they are working on you, okay? You are their next assignment. This is why you see certain situations to where people just be so caught up in relationships. You sitting up thinking, wondering why they still with this person, why they don't want to leave. It's because they have opened themselves up to too many things. And this is something that a lot of people, they're not going to come and talk about, because some people may be ashamed that they are partaking in these certain things within their relationship or marriage. You got some people that they will come and openly talk about their sex life and stuff. And I feel like I'm going to discuss that later on in the video too, but I feel like that's another part of sex magic and witchcraft as well. We're going to get into that later on in the video, but we're just going to stick with the basics right now, where I say that is disrespectful for a person to propose doing a three-way with you. Because if this person only got asked for you and they're interested in you, and I said this in previous videos a while back, and I'm going to state this, I stand firm on this. When a person is really into you and they want something serious with you, they're going to treat you like you are the only woman for them, okay? They're not going to be trying to propose that y'all invite other people into the bedroom, okay? I feel like that's the biggest sign of disrespect, is when they try to open you up to other things within y'all relationship. And I'm going to say this, and I'm probably going to be repeating this throughout this entire series. The more things you open yourself up to sexually in the bedroom, know that you are opening yourself up to spiritual demons. Some sexual practices carry a certain kind of spirit and demonic energy. This is why you see some people out here to where, like I said in the last video, sex magic, witchcraft, it alters your physical appearance. Some people, you can look at them and tell that they have been with a lot of people, because it starts to wear on their physical appearance. It starts to slowly tear away at their spirit, and then it starts to eat away at their flesh, okay? That's why you see certain people out here, you can look at them and you can tell that they are a sex worker. They be getting down with the get down. They get down like that. You got some people out here that are willing to get down like that. Some people, they are going to come and listen to this video. They're going to be like, yeah, okay, I do all this and I do all that. And you got to question yourself. You are freely opening yourself up to spiritual sexual demons, because that's what they are. You willing to corrupt and taint your spirit in your body with that? You ask yourself that. And this is the one thing about sex magic and witchcraft. When this spirit gets you in the bedroom, their main goal and agenda is to degrade you in the worst way, okay? This is a spirit. The spirit of lust has no boundaries. That the spirit of lust is something that cannot be quenched. And so this is why certain things are being proposed to you. Can you do this? Can you do that? Can I do this? Can I do that? It's just certain things that I'm not even gonna come and mention that I have heard about, that people are just so normal with certain sexual practices in their relationships or even outside of their relationship. It's so crazy how lust and sex is so magnified in certain things that people partake in. Is becoming normalized. Like, it's normal for you to do this or do that, and you just be looking at them like, well, who am I? Like, I must be Virgin Mary, because even when I was out here living worldly, it was just still certain things I wouldn't do. The way people speak so openly about, and that's another thing too, the way people speak so openly about sex, that's another form of witchcraft and sex magic. People constantly coming to talk about sex or share their experiences, or they want to hear about this. I made this video like maybe 2 years ago. I had copyrighted, so I had to take it down. But people coming on social media to openly talk about sex, or, you know, certain things that they do, that's a witchcraft. That's a form of sex magic as well. Okay, nobody needs to know what you do in the privacy of your bedroom. It's an agenda behind why people come and talk openly and publicly about sex. Not in a way that I'm explaining it. Okay, this is spiritual sexual education. This is a totally different video than what y'all see out here today. And that's the whole thing about it, is it's this whole wicked agenda and a plan to kind of corrupt and defile souls and spirits, because everything is overly sexualized now. That's why people are so more open and willing to do certain things, or having a conversation about sex. They come and talk about it in a way as if we talking about what we ate for breakfast. That's not normal. That's not okay. That's unnatural. It's evil. And this is another thing too I wanted to say about people being so openly to just put whatever online. How you put yourself out here, that is how people are going to see you. I keep seeing this whole trend of women coming and talking about sex in a jokingly kind of way. We see what you're doing. You are possessed by sexual demons, and you are coming and trying to cast lustful, demonic, evil spirits to other people through the things that you put out here. I keep seeing it's a trend. This is why I don't be on social media like that. I barely even be on Facebook anymore. But the times when I do get on there, I can't even be on there for long enough because of the certain things I be seeing. You know, sometimes you got to do a social media cleanse and cleanse certain people from up off of your feed, because people come with spirits and energies, and they will purposely come to try to corrupt and defile your spirit with their lustful sexual demons. This is just my opinion. It's certain things that I feel like you as a woman should not be opening yourself up to when it comes to that arena. It's already bad enough that we done did the powwow in the bed, but you want to do this, that, and that. That's witchcraft. That's sex magic, okay? When a person can't open you up to doing certain things that you know that you probably have never done before, but you feeling like you got to do this in order to keep this person's interest or relationship or marriage or whatever, this is how you know that you are being controlled by something. That something has control over your mind and your body. When you feel like you have to open yourself up, you got to do certain things in order to keep this person. Okay? If this person cannot look at you and see only you and only want you, then that's an issue and that's a problem. That's your answer right there. That basically lets you know that this person does not see a forever with you, that you are not good enough for them. One thing about spirit, lust, witchcraft, sex magic, this spirit is never, ever, okay, Chris Tucker said, don't you ever come back here. But no, but yeah, back to it. Y'all know how goofy I am, but the spirit of lust is never ever going to be satisfied with nothing. Okay? So when you open yourself up to do this and do that, it's going to be more and more and more and more. And this spirit keeps going and going and going and going and going. That's why I say it's a spirit. Supernatural, spiritual wickedness in high places. This is supernatural. This has nothing to do with the physicality, okay, of a person. It has everything to do with the spirit. supernatural, unusual kind of things. Sexual practices, to be specific. I ain't gonna even list all the stuff. Y'all already know what, I don't even have to say it. But when you see that a person is on that type of level, they are being controlled by a demonic spirit. This is not somebody that you want to be dating. This is not somebody that you want to be in a relationship with, a marriage, none of that type of stuff. Okay? Because the certain things that they are into, it's evil, it's dark, it's sinister. And that's something that I want y'all to kind of get an understanding with this series and why I'm trying to take it. Okay? Because we're still going to talk about celibacy after, but we have to unpack the layers of this witchcraft, of this sex magic, and how you can break free of this. Okay, we are going to get into soul ties probably the next video, but basically you don't want to open yourself up to a spirit like this. You are going to be degraded in the worst way partaking in certain things like this. And I'm coming in, I'm saying that is a deal breaker for me. I don't know about y'all, because it's a lot of people out here, they are into a lot of things. Okay, and like I said, it's no judgments over here, but that is a deal breaker to me, for you to propose that we bring other people in the bedroom, or can we do this and can we do that, can we do this, can we do that. This is something that I don't hear nobody talk about. Whenever you hear what a person is into, first of all, the number one way you are going to know that you are not equally yoked with this person is that when you first start dating them or something like that, they come out the gate talking about sex, certain things that they like to do. They may try to engage you in some sexual conversation. Automatic no-go. Automatic, okay? If you on this walk with Christ, and I'm talking to the people that's on this walk with Christ, the people that's heavy out here in this life, that's on that type of time, we'll get into y'all later on in the series, okay? But I'm talking about my people that's on this walk with Christ. They are trying to live this life for the Lord. They are fully submitted, man, body, soul, and spirit, to the Lord. These spirits you cannot entertain. Okay, it don't matter how much you're attracted to this person, none of that. If you are a spiritually intuitive person, you are gonna know certain people that you just it's a no-go. Okay, just right off bat. Do not come out in the gate asking me nothing sexual. Okay, because a lot of these spirits, they will try you. They will try you. They will try you, okay? They kind of want to test the limits and the boundaries with you a little bit, because, see, this is a thing. When it comes to the spirit, these spirits recognize you. They know who you are. They know that you are walking with Christ. They know that you are trying to be on the straight and narrow path, and they want to come and knock you up off of that, okay? They want to get you in the bed. Y'all know how y'all ever seen certain situations or movies to where this person is so promiscuous, they didn't sleep with any and everybody. They done turned down and dubbed so many different people, but they want this virgin, okay? They know this woman is so pure, she ain't been with nobody. The reason why this spirit want this person specifically is because they have an innocence. They have a certain kind of energy that is angelic and pure, and they want that energy exchange with that person. People, when you are on the walk with Christ, and see, this is another thing that I don't hear a lot of people talking about either. Don't think that you could fool people. If you are not really on this walk with Christ, and you are not really out here living this life, being on a celibacy journey, don't think that this spirit is not going to know and recognize you capping. You ain't no celibate. You trying to say that because you want to be looked at a certain way in this person's eyes. You don't think this spirit can recognize that? Listen, when you celibate and you really just all about the Lord, and you really trying to live this life and walk this life for him, people are going to be able to tell. They're going to try you, but they are not going to be successful. They are going to eventually move on to the next thing. They're not going to keep trying you like that. And see, this is the thing. Some people know where you are ranking on the spiritual level when it comes to being on your walk with Christ, when it comes to having this pureness, abstinence, celibacy, whatever journey that you are on. People are going to be able to know how high you are ranked up there spiritually when it comes to that, because of how you move and operate. People are going to know not to come at you a certain kind of way, because when we get into the topic of sex, it's certain things that are just not going to go down with you. Okay? Yes, we are all probably going to have a certain moment to where we may become weak because we are human, but If you really love the Lord and you on this, you know what he has brought you through. You know certain relationships that he has gotten you up out of. Okay, we're gonna preach today. It's Friday. Okay, it ain't even Sunday, but we preaching today. But y'all know certain things that you had prayed to the Lord about, and you thought that he was never gonna get you up out of there, but you came up out of that thing. You know it wasn't nothing but the grace of the Lord that delivered you from certain situations. Okay, and so when you really walking this walk and living this life for him, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know certain situations and certain people that you just cannot entertain. You cannot be around these people. You are not going to put yourself in a situation like this, because you already know what that entails. Being around certain people, being in certain situations. This thing even go deep into not even just being in relationships, because when I talk about witchcraft, when I talk about sex spells, I'm not just talking about relationships. Listen, we finna go deep in this video, okay? I took these past couple of days to kind of reflect on this video. I had to really sit and think on this thing and have the Lord speak to me and tell me what it was I needed to deliver in this video, because really I don't know how long this video is gonna be, because I always come and ask the Lord to just flow with me. But sex magic and witchcraft spells do not have to be through physical touch, relationships and things like that. This can be from certain things that you are watching on your phone, certain television shows and movies that you may be watching. Okay, this thing go really deep. When you are on this walk with Christ, you have to tame your ears and your eyes from certain things you cannot let come and permeate within your soul and your spirit, because it's going to take effect on you in a negative way. Okay, it's just like what I said when I talked about spiritual gifts. When you allow certain things to take resting place in your mind, body, soul, and spirit, it's gonna taint you in some sort of way. Okay, for the ones that know, they know. If you have been through this before, you have been tested and tried, you have been tempted, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say when it comes to a tainted spirit. Certain things that you see, you have to click do not recommend. Please remove this. I'm not gonna even click on this. I'm gonna scroll right past this, because I don't want my spirit to be tainted. I am living my life and walking this out for the Lord. I'm not gonna play around with the Lord like that, because a lot of times things are put out here to test you on your faith and your belief in the Lord. Do you really love the Lord like you say you do? Or are you just capping? Are you putting up a front for social media because you want to be praised, because you want to be put on a pedestal? So you just say and do certain things, but you're really not walking it like you're talking it outside of the cameras. That is what we are talking about when it comes to witchcraft, sex spells, negative influences. All that type of stuff is important being on this walk of Christ. Okay? You know that certain things are not going to be acceptable when it comes to dating and things like that. Because when you're on this walk with Christ, things are different. It like I said in the previous videos before, it's just like you are kind of like a born again virgin. Everything is renewed from the inside out when it comes to being on this walk with Christ. Okay, you are going to be that pure girl. You are going to be that lame girl. You're going to be everything up under the sun in the book. It does not matter. You are not going to open yourself up to these spirits, because it's really a lot of times and this is another thing that I don't hear a lot of people talk about. When you get so deep into that world like that, and I'm just speaking things from what I have observed, okay? I have never experienced nothing on this level like this. Now, I have experienced witchcraft and sex magic before, but not to this extreme. You have seen this. They were so deep in that lifestyle. Some people, you can look at them and tell that they are never going to be able to come back from whatever they have came into agreement with, okay? People have came into certain covenants with certain practices to the point where they cannot come back from it. It's going to take nothing but the grace of the Lord to bring them up out of certain situations. But you can tell when you look at certain people, when they relationships, they are so far gone spiritually, mentally, emotionally, all of that, to the point where it's really nothing else that can be done. Okay, and I don't mean to say it like that, but this is why it is dangerous to lay down with certain people and not really take the time to get to know them. And really, this is the thing about being on this walk of Christ and asking for the spiritual discernment. You constantly want the Lord to be sharpening your spiritual discernment when it comes to being on this walk, especially when it comes to romantic relationships. Witchcraft is something that it's kind of swept up under the rug a lot when it comes to romantic relationships. When people talk about witchcraft, they always like to put it in the form of as if it's a friend doing something against you, a family member, generational curses of witches in the family. We are going to kind of get into how SA plays a big part in witchcraft and sex magic. We're going to get deep into this thing, okay, y'all? Y'all thought I forgot about how we were going to confront our childhood demons and get to the root of it? That has a part to doing it as well. Coming into covenant with certain things that you might have been opened up to, that you might not have been privy to or spiritually knowledgeable of when you were younger, okay? But now that you are older and you have a better relationship with Christ and you have a certain kind of discernment that you didn't have, certain wisdom that you didn't have when you were younger, you have a better understanding now. And so now you know that you have to confront childhood demons, and I talked about this a while back, because that is another form of witchcraft as well. Okay, we are going to get into that probably the next part of the video. Okay, depending on how my spirit flowing and how I want to do these series, that's what we just gonna roll with. Okay, but we are going to stick more into romantic relationships and dating. This is extremely important. Okay, this is extremely important. I thought about y'all for these past couple of days, trying to figure out how was I going to come and put this message out to y'all. Do not open yourself up to these kind of spirits. If you have done so, it is never too late to build your relationship with Christ. It is never too late to pick up your Bible and read it, okay? Because some of y'all don't even know that the answer to breaking this sort of curse up off of your life, this kind of witchcraft, is going to require that you pick up your Bible. It's going to require that you talk to the Lord. Require that you get on your knees and pray. Okay, some of y'all are going to have to cry some real hard tears to really break yourself from this witchcraft spell of sex magic. This video ain't no for no play. Okay, that's why it's as long as it is. I'm trying to help y'all out as much as I can. And just sharing my personal experiences and observation, things I have witnessed with other people in their relationships. I'm just coming and sharing a little bit of my wisdom with y'all, and hopefully y'all can take something from it. Like I said, we was coming into 2025 swinging. We ain't playing when it comes to being on our walk with Christ. I said in my previous videos back, we are going to show up as the best version of ourselves. And through that video, I meant spiritually as well. Okay, we ain't going through no 2025 with no spiritual sexual demons, no sexual addictions, and they ain't coming up in 2025 with us. It's leaving, okay? Why it's still January. You tell them spirits to leave. You have no resting place here. Please leave. You have no resting place within my man, body, soul, or spirit. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ. Satan, get thee behind me. Okay, sometimes you got to rebuke these spirits from within you. Ain't nobody else going to be able to do it but you. You got to do the internal work as well, so that he can come in and do the finishing touches on you. I said that this relationship with the Lord and this walk with Christ was not an easy one. When it comes to dealing with a spirit like this, a spirit of lust, this is something that is not one and done. Lust is something that people battle with every single day, okay? And that is another reason why I chose to make a series about this, okay? Because y'all might be like, girl, you started out the gate coming in talking about witchcraft and spells and this and that. Okay, this is a spiritual channel, and I told y'all that sex is a spiritual act, and we were going to be talking about this. So that's the main reason why I'm bringing it up, because I feel like a lot of people are caught up in certain relationships and they don't know why they're stuck there. And this is giving you a better understanding of how to see this thing in a spiritual form. How important it is to build your relationship with Christ. Certain things y'all need to be delivered from. If somebody that's listening to this video right now that is caught up in something and they feel like they have no way out, this person has an unhealthy attachment to you that is very toxic, and you want to break free of this, okay? You need to turn your life over to Christ. You need to talk to the Lord. You need to build your relationship with Christ again, okay? Because certain things that you are partaking in is going to take you down a dark road. Because, see, this is the thing about being a spiritually intuitive person, being extremely observant. You see people live. You see their story without them having to even tell you. You can be around a person and have a conversation with them about 15-20 minutes. You can basically tell what kind of person this is. You can tell what type of relationship they may be caught up in, certain things that they may be partaking in. You can tell, okay? And a lot of this you can tell from experience, things that you have experienced yourself. So this ain't me just coming and talking because I want to hear myself, but y'all understand what I'm trying to say. Y'all know what I'm trying to get at, okay? But basically, this is something that It's very serious. It can be very dangerous. The next part of this series, we're going to get into the dangers behind sex, magic, and witchcraft. Okay, we're going to be talking about certain things that can happen when you have these kind of attachments to certain people. I'm talking about domestic violence. I'm talking about some deep, heavy stuff that people are caught up in. Some people are so caught up in this witchcraft and this sex magic to the point where not only do they feel stuck with this person, they feel afraid of this person. They feel like they may not be able to walk away from this the same way they came. Okay, this series is extremely important. I want you ladies and men to be careful with who you are sharing your energy with out here. This stuff is dangerous. Witchcraft is nothing to play with. Sex magic is nothing to play with. Okay, the first few seconds and minutes of pleasure can cost you your life. And that's just how I'm going to end it. I don't want to scare y'all, but for the next video, we're going to be touching more so on the dangers behind this and why it's important to break free of it. Okay, so hopefully y'all got something in this video. Hopefully it helped you in some way. Continue to protect y'all soul and spirit. And I will talk to y'all in the next video.